welcome to my kitchen and another episode of What's for Dinner. Today is Sunday and we're going to be cooking a slow cooker dish, also great for a middle of the week anytime because you can throw this in the slow cooker in the morning. You can even prep it the night before, put the sleeve in the refrigerator, and in the morning stick it in the crock pot and turn it on before you leave for work, and you'll be all ready to go in the evening. All you have to do is make some egg noodles and everything else is done. We're going to be making some chicken in a golden mushroom sauce, and I am going to use golden mushroom soup because I think that is the best soup to slow cook meat in. I do pork chops in that, I do chicken in that, and it's absolutely delicious. And I know you don't see me use canned soup a whole lot, but I do believe it has its place. You can't make tuna casserole without canned soup. In my opinion, maybe you know how to do it without that. I know how to do it without it, but I like it better with the canned soup. And recently, because this time of the year I'm just starting to get into couponing a little bit, and I'm starting to learn a lot about when things are best to buy. And I mean, I think that we all as consumers realize that at certain times of the year, certain things are going to be cheaper. Like you buy ketchup, mustard, and relish in the summertime when it's on sale because of barbecues. Right now is autumn, back to school. They always put the soups on pretty cheap. And I was able to get the golden mushroom soup for $1 a can. And I have to tell you, in most places, I have paid sometimes up to $3 a can for this stuff. So when I saw it for $1, I literally bought every can the store had because it seems nobody here likes to use it. So anyway, let's see what goes into this. I also got a great deal on my chicken breasts. These are bone-in chicken breasts, and they had their skin on, and they were 99 cents a pound. So I bought 2 packages, and that's what we're going to put in the crock pot. But we're also going to put some carrots. I'm going to make them big and chunky. And I'm going to use 4 cans of this golden mushroom soup. Now, we are going to have leftovers from this meal. And I am leaving the chicken on the bone because I like the extra flavor that that adds to this dish. But I do not like it. When you get these chicken breasts on the bone, you get a lot of the rib cage here. So we have to cut that off. I removed the skin. And then when I get this home, I kind of have to show it who's boss. And this is easy. You can do this at home, okay? You have to have a good, sharp knife and no fear. And then all I do is I go around and I kind of trim off these nasty little pieces of fat because they are not going to be good. They don't have good flavor, and if they stew too long, it just gets all yucky. So, like this one has quite a bit of meat on it. But what you can do with these bones, if you so desire, is you can put these in a bag in your freezer and just keep them for the next time that you're ready to make some chicken stock. And you can just toss them right in. Like we made chicken stock a couple of weeks ago. We did chicken stock. And the reason that I put that off, I had a little sharp piece of bone there. I don't want that in my crock pot. This one looks pretty good. I don't like this. I'm very picky when I cut up a chicken. I don't like all the little icky pieces. And cutting up a chicken is not my favorite thing to do. But if I can get chickens for 49 cents a pound, you can bet that I'm going to do it. I'm just going to set these over here. And I'm going to wipe up my chicken board. And then we'll start to build our crock pot. This time I'm not preheating the crock pot because I'm putting the meat in cold. If I were browning the meat, which you certainly can opt to do, I would preheat the crock pot, except you're going to have to build your sauce in here. If you're going to preheat your pot, I would build your sauce in a separate measuring cup or something. So in this goes. And this soup, I don't know what it is about this particular soup. Campbell's has been making this, and Campbell's is the only company that I know of that makes this golden mushroom soup. It just is fabulous. It's really rich and brown tasting. I mean, I know that's a silly thing to say. But like, you know my mom always laughs at me when I say I like pretzels more than potato chips because I like the brown taste on a pretzel. And that is the maltiness from the barley that is usually used in pretzels. And the process of the pretzel, and it makes that brown, crispy outside. And I just really like the way that tastes. And this, I believe, has some, beef stock and mushroom stock, and it has some tomato puree in it, and it's just yummy. And now I've got 4 cans of soup, and it is condensed soup. But because we're going to put it in a crock pot, I'm only going to use 2 cans of water. Because the moisture that comes out of the chicken is going to be enough to make up for what you aren't putting in here. And I'm going to get a whisk, and I'm just going to whip this up real good so it's a nice, smooth amalgamation. You want this to be completely combined. And it just takes a second. Okay. And next thing I'm going to add, because I have them in the fridge and we had some cheese steaks for dinner last week and I didn't use this package of mushrooms, I'm just going to toss these in here with the sauce. These are going to cook down, and there aren't really a lot of chunky mushrooms in that golden mushroom soup. It's really mostly mushroom stock and flavor. So this is going to add another nice layer of flavor. Now the next thing, I'm going to add the chicken in here. Just get it so it fits. And we hope that they all fit in here. I'm sure that they will. And I'm just going to get them under that sauce. My hands are all gross. Let me get some paper towel. Alright. Now, you have a couple of choices at this point. You can stew your carrots with the chicken and the sauce, or you can cook them separately later. And judging from how full my crock pot is right now, I'm going to choose to steam my carrots later. I have them already, they're all peeled and everything. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut them up, and I'm going to put them in a bowl full of water, and I'm going to put them in the fridge. Later on, I'll drain them, and I'll put them in the microwave, and I will steam them. So, our crock pot sleeve goes into the outer sleeve. Our crock goes into the sleeve. I have it on high, and I'm going to cook this. Pardon me. It is 11:30 in the morning right now, and I'm just going to let it go. When I start to smell it, I'm going to come look through the lid. I'm not going to take the lid off. They say that if you take the lid off of a crock pot, you've really increased your total cooking time by an hour. That's very surprising, I know, but it takes so long for that crock pot to build up enough heat to come to a simmer because it's heating from the outside at a slow rate and it's surrounding that crock. So the amount of time it takes to heat up to get to that simmer, when you take that lid off, you're actually you're increasing your cooking time by another hour. So try not to lift the lid off too much. And try and encourage your kids and your husband not to lift the lid off too much, because especially like if I make meatballs, everybody's in that crock pot. From the minute they can start smelling it, they're over here stirring it, and Molly's checking it, and Mike comes to sneak a taste, and Rick will come and take 2 or 3 for a snack. So you just have to remember that it's not good to keep taking the lid off, because you just have to keep cooking it longer. So anyway, that being said, I'll be back later to show you what it looks like when it's ready to plate up, and we'll fix you a plate, because I know by then we'll all be hungry. Okay, it's 7 o'clock. It's time for supper, and our golden mushroom chicken is all ready to eat. I didn't do anything to this except leave it alone. About 4 hours in, I came and I turned it to low.
Looks a lot better now.
Doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty good because we've all had a little taste. And I made some carrots. These are just salted, peppered, and buttered. And I made some egg noodles. So what do you say we fix you a plate? Because I am pretty sure you're hungry. Let's get some of this chicken out of here. And this chicken is just falling off the bone. And the mushrooms that we put in there. The meat is succulent and delicious. With some of these carrots. And some noodles. And we're going to go back to the crock pot for some of this great sauce. If you like it a little thicker, you can always thicken this by taking the meat out and then just adding a little cornstarch slurry or some flour and water slurry. But this is pretty nice. It's a lighter gravy. If you want it thicker, you can always thicken it up yourself. But I made a mess. There you go. Golden mushroom chicken with carrots and egg noodles. Slow cooked all day, ready for you to eat when you're ready for it tonight. I hope you try this and I hope you enjoy it. And as always, until next time, I'll see ya.